Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news. It's Mondays with Mallory with KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's John Mallory. Listen to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame weekdays from 3 to 6 on 95.3 FM The Ticket and online at KTIK.com. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now, here's Johnny Ballgame and BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
What a treat for our viewers today. What a treat for our listeners. I hope they realize the specialty of today's show, getting a second straight day of John Mallory here on Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. I hope that's a zero there, Johnny. Is that the Powerade Zero? What do we got there?
Dang it, it's not. I usually
Oh, my gosh.
But I love the lemon lime flavor. I don't know about you guys. Old school flavors for Powerade, Gatorade, whatever sports drink are always my favorites, man.
Yeah,
really
I love the like light blue. I don't even know what the flavor is called, but it's kind of a light.
That's not an old school, man. That's
a light blue Powerade, and they got to go for the Zero. I don't understand when it comes to Powerade Zero versus regular Powerade or Gatorade, any sports drink, and then when it comes to like energy drinks, the zero sugar, zero carb ones versus the regular ones. I never, and you could maybe say the same about some kinds of like beer or alcohol. I don't know, but I don't understand why you have someone has tasted a diet Dr. Pepper and then wants to go have a regular Dr. Pepper. Like, well, I don't understand. There's not much of a difference, and it's the health benefits are so much better for you. Why someone would drink a regular Dr. Pepper versus a diet Dr. Pepper, or a 60 carb energy drink versus one. I don't get it. But
let us know in the comments section. Maybe that Yahoo is out there, and maybe they're actually watching the show today.
Yeah, I mean, they still make them, so there are people, I guess, probably so that do it. I love the shirt today, Johnny. What's the occasion there?
Summertime, little flower action. Yeah,
okay.
Right. I'm going to the Boise Hawks game tonight. So
you invited me. I appreciate that. One of the rare times I actually get an invite from Johnny Ballgame and don't just see him posting pictures of other friends and then saying, "Oh, forgot to invite you." Sorry, but I was included on the invite. But Naismith's got practice tonight, so. Big tournament.
I haven't found anybody to take that ticket yet, too. Maybe somebody watching this wants to go to the Hawks game with me. I'm still trying to find someone to go.
Well, it's a 7:15 game, and maybe practice gets done a little early. If you can't find anybody, maybe there's a chance. But we got the big Dairy Days tournament for 8U baseball this weekend, so we got practice tonight to get ready for that. But we are in kind of the officially, Johnny, the dog days of summer here. No more basketball, no more football. We're kind of just stuck with baseball, as you said, the Hawks, and obviously Major League Baseball. You have the WNBA going on, but not a lot of sports action, and we're kind of stuck just counting down the days till college football and the NFL return. You guys had a great interview with Brett Rippin, like 20 minutes on yesterday's show. Hopefully folks will go back and listen to that. But otherwise, we're kind of here just counting down Boise State football players and trying to inch closer to Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. And but for the second straight day, Johnny, you're back, and we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I like the topics today, too. Again, not necessarily household names, but could be during this season and certainly by the end of it. I like this series that you're doing, and let's get after it, bud.
Curtis says back-to-back days with Johnny was an unexpected gift to us all.
Curtis.
Well, Curtis, if you'd watched yesterday's show, you would have known. It would have been unexpected. You would have had 23 and a half hours to prepare for it because we said on yesterday's show that he'd be coming on. Dylan Cooper, Johnny, look for him. He says he'll see you at the Boise Hawks game tonight, Johnny. Dylan Cooper.
Cool guy.
And then Kurt says it's called Mountain Blue Blast is the flavor of Powerade.
Is that the Gatorade? Oh, that's the Powerade flavor?
That's the Powerade one, yeah.
Boise State's a Powerade school, correct?
I think
they're
so,
not
yeah.
a Gatorade school. Yeah, they're Powerade.
And Dennis welcoming us as well. Great way to start the day with BJ and Johnny talking top 25 players. Good morning to Bronco Nation. So get those comments in, those thoughts, questions, whatever you got on the ICCU YouTube chat. We would love to have your interactions with us. It helps us on the show as we, again, talk about the top 25 players. We have 4 players unveiled, and we're going to get to 2 more today, Johnny, which will get us inside of 20. We'll be at 21 and 20 after today. And as I said, the players will slowly start to raise up in importance here and I guess notoriety amongst fans, things like that. But, sometimes the special teams guys and the O-line, D-line guys are the unsexy, unknown, popular guys that end up having a key role on a football team. So they deserve some love in this list as well. We're going to get to number 21 in just a second, but first, you want to remind folks we're broadcasting from the Cutwater Spirits Mobile Studios. Pick up more than one of their 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Highly recommend that Mai Tai there on the screen. Check them out, Cutwater Spirits. Rowpaint.com, the one-day install on their concrete coatings. That's right. It's 5 times stronger than epoxy. They can do it in one day, 24 hours. You can transform the look of your dirty concrete slab, your back patio, garage, basement, you name it. They'll come out for free, talk you through the process, give you an estimate right there on the spot. Rowpaint.com. Check them out, roepaint.com. Lithia Ford of Boise. Do what the Raines family did. Purchase an F-150 or any vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. You will not be disappointed. They had the Bronco Sport out there for the hole-in-one at the tournament. Nobody won it, but I think it's already been sold back on the lot. So check them out, lithiafordboise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, lithiafordboise.com. And Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. More than 550,000 Idahoans have made the switch. You can too. There's a branch pretty much on every corner. I'll be heading there today, Johnny, to Idaho Central Credit Union to get our check for over $8,000 from the golf tournament to take to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission. I'll be meeting with Tim Brady this afternoon to present him the check. Over $8,000 raised by folks like you coming out and helping support the golf tournament, and Coach Rice and all the celebrities and special guests that came, and KTIK certainly was a part of it, Johnny. So I'll be heading over to Idaho Central Credit Union today. And again, thanks to everybody that was involved in the golf tournament. Again, we'll be donating more than $8,000 to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission today.
Wow, that's impressive, BJ. Well done.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, let's keep going with our list. Again, we've already unveiled 4 names off the list: James Ferguson Reynolds, the punter; Matt Lauder, the tight end; Garrett Curran, an offensive lineman; and then Maddox Madsen, backup quarterback. Today we're going to start. We're going to go into the trenches today, Johnny. They say football starts up front. We got 2 guys on both sides of the ball here. And again, get your comments in, your thoughts on our list, on your list on the ICCU YouTube chat. Curtis said, I watched yesterday but at the beginning of the week, he had no idea. Well, there you go, Curtis. We appreciate that. Bill congratulating us on the $8,000 as well. So keep the comments rolling in the ICCU YouTube chat. We'll get to that. But Johnny, number 21 on our list, a former BYU commit, changed his commitment to Boise State, came over as a freshman, played in all 14 games last year as a true freshman. We're going Braxton Feely along the defensive line, 6'2", 280, right there out of Orem, Utah, pretty much in Provo, was committed to the hometown school on signing day last year, switched to Boise State, came in, and then right away earned playing time in all 14 games. Only had 4 tackles, so maybe didn't have a huge impact last year, but as a true freshman, got on the field for all 14 games. And now with the departures of guys like Jackson Cravens and guys like Scott Matlock and guys like Divine Obacheri, there is a lot of playing time available there on the interior of the defensive line. And in our projection here, we have a guy like Braxton Feely really stepping up and having a role this year.
Eric Shenander likes this kid, and he's fired up about this kid, and he likes the future potential of Braxton Feely. You mentioned it. It's not easy at Boise State to come in as a true freshman at a position like defensive line, where you have to have size, you have to have strength, you have to have some girth to be able to play up front, especially in a rotation with guys like Scott Matlock and Jackson Cravens. And Braxton Feely did that last year. Very impressive. I know the stats might not have been there like you suggested also, but to carve out a role and be a usable player that year, he's way ahead of the game. I think he needs to still get bigger. I think he still needs to get stronger, as does everybody on the team. So I don't want to just single that out. But, man, is the opportunity there for Braxton Feely to become a household name on this team. I mean, if you are taking odds as who's going to lead this team in sacks this year, Braxton Feely's odds might be like 20-1. And that would be a good value play, right? You put $5 on Feely to lead the team in sacks, and it comes back, you win, $100 on a $5 bet type of thing. It could be in play. And if it is, again, household name, he will become. Really excited about Braxton Feely. It's cool he made your list, because the D-line, BJ, it's going to be so important, especially the first 2 games, man. Those schools, Washington, UCF, they're not messing around, dude. Those are like one is a top 10 team. The other team, I think, if UCF handles, I think it's Toledo week 1, when they get a couple of teams in the top 25 to lose, I think UCF could come to the Blue ranked 24th or 25th in the AP or the coaches poll. I mean, they're not messing around. These are big boy teams coming the first 2 weeks. Braxton Feely's going to have to be ready to go. Like I said, Shenander's fired up. I haven't heard Spencer Danielson talk about him. I'm sure he has, but I don't remember that. I'm sure Spencer is fired up with what his potential is, and he's got a bright future on the Blue, I think. I really do.
Now, it's Keaton does mention 3 Power 5 defensive line transfers have been added to the mix. So they have added through the transfer portal some depth there at the defensive line. But for our purposes, had to go with the returner on the list here. Hard to project any kind of transfer coming in, that, especially some guys that didn't play a lot elsewhere, to all of a sudden be a top 20 important player on this team next year. But if you do want to loop the defensive line together, Johnny, Braxton Feely, and that group, as I mentioned, some pretty big shoes to fill, some veteran players, a guy like Scott Matlock, who's in NFL, OTAs right now. Whether it's Feely, whether it's one of these transfers, I mean, the D-line, you mentioned Shenander, he's got his work cut out for him this year on the interior there.
Luckily, he has the experience, he has the pedigree, he has the resume. He's coached high-level football. He's a national championship winning defensive coordinator, BJ.
Okay.
UCF, okay?
I like Eric Shenander. I'm not sure I'm going that far.
I hate UCF, man.
I saw him at the Idaho Youth Sports Commission. I saw him at the Idaho Youth Sports Commission dinner. I didn't notice him wearing his championship ring.
It's just, they won, I think it was the Cotton Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And to just say we're Cotton Bowl champions, great year. I mean, Bama was the champion that year. Anyway, but no, Eric Shenander's coached very high-level football. He knows high-level talent when he sees it. He knows how to take a young kid and get him to a high-level, all-conference caliber player. So I think Shenander, that was a great hire from Andy. I'm excited to see what he can do with a young defensive line where there's a lot of guys that want to make a name for themselves. And, he has his work cut out for him. He doesn't get to inherit a guy like Scott Matlock, who's like a defensive player of the year candidate. Like, Boise State will not have a defensive lineman on the preseason All-Mountain West team, PJ. They won't. When we vote for that, when that happens, when that comes out in a month, I don't think Herbert Gums is going to be on that list. If he is, then there's some lacking of returning players there on the D-line in this league. But no, I think Shenander's the right guy for the job to get these guys going. And if they don't, it's going to be obvious, because teams are going to run all up and down their throat. They're not going to get a pass rush. The fans will notice. Defensive line is one of those positions you can't really hide. It's you're right up front. Either you're going to stop the run or you're not. Either you're going to put pressure on the quarterback or you're not. You don't have to be a football savant. You don't have to break down the all 22. You can watch that from the TV copy. Are they getting to the quarterback? Yes or no? Are they stopping the run on 1st and 10? Yes or no?
Couple things there. First of all, it's probably safe to assume Herbert Gums is going to show up on our list here in the next couple of weeks. He is the most important player on the defensive line, certainly at least the interior coming back. Second of all, it just dawned on me, Johnny, now that you are headed to Mountain West Media Days for the first time in a while here, in a month, you will get to vote on the preseason team. So we might actually have a little more credibility on this preseason poll now that Johnny and Prater get to vote.
Yeah, thanks to BNN for helping us make this happen, being a huge driving force in that, and looking forward to getting you on our show. Looking forward to doing some hits for you down there in Las Vegas, too. Mountain West Media Days is going to be legit. It's at Circa this year. I mean, there's not a better sports book on the planet than Circa. It's number one on planet Earth.
There's not a bigger one. It's statistically by square footage, 3 levels. They call themselves the largest sports book in the world.
And as you know, BJ, size matters. Bigger is better.
Definitely. And oh man, it's Thursday. We're having fun, Johnny. Yeah,
we're Prater today, man.
We're gonna get you out by the pool as well. I'm really hoping we can get you and Bob to do the Tuesday show shirtless out by the pool. I mean, swim trunks and all out there in the cabana, having a
maybe me, but there's no way Beeler's taking his shirt off. No way. And you know this.
Oh man, we got to, man. We got to make it happen. That's going to be the stipulation of broadcasting by the pools. You got to do it in your swim trunks. I think that needs to happen, but we'll see. Braxton Feely and JJ Tallow both could play huge roles this year. Chris says. Another comment on Feely here. Let's see. A couple people enjoying your comments there as always. Okay, so Braxton Feely chimes in at number 21 on our list of the let's see. The Sky says the flower power shirt you're wearing there needs to make the appearance. That's a good shirt to wear out by the pool, maybe at media days.
It's a little the material, it's a little thick for a Vegas situation, but I do like the design. I got some thinner stuff. I already got the Vegas wardrobe worked out, so looking forward to
it's going to be a long month, it seems like, because I can't wait for media days, and we got to wait 5 weeks or whatever for this. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge here, but we'll get there. Hey, we're going to move on to our list here, but first, if you're looking for a job, how about transportation compliance service? Check them out, transcomservice.com. They can help you every step of the way get into the trucking industry, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood. It's never been a better time to get into the trucking industry, and they can help you out. Check them out. It's a real easy process. Let them take care of it for you at transcomservice.com. You need a dentist? How about BoiseDentistryCo.com? 5 locations across the Treasure Valley. Dr. Meinert and his staff make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist. Get more information. Find a location near you. BoiseDentistryCo.com. You need business insurance? We're up in our policy here at BNN, and I've been emailing with them back and forth. Very easy process. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. So check them out. 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They make business insurance easy, and a quick call could save you hundreds of dollars on your business insurance. Ridley's Family Markets can save you some money as well if you download their app. Download the Ridley's app. ShopRidleys.com. Get up to 40% off on that new app. Find one of the 13 Idaho locations near you at ShopRidleys.com. If you need Boise State gear, the Blue and Orange Store can help you out. The BlueandOrangeStore.com. Maybe meeting with Travis Hawks today. Johnny having lunch, just hanging out with my guy Travis Hawks, one of the best, best people, and does a great job supporting Boise State athletics here in the Treasure Valley. Looking forward to catching up with him today. The BlueandOrangeStore.com. Check him out. And another good dude, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate. No home too big or too small. Check him out, BauscherRealEstate.com. Okay, Johnny, we're moving on to our list. We're going back to the offensive line. This is already the second offensive lineman in the first 6 in our series here. So you can say what you want, with that in terms of the importance of the offensive line this year, and what we think of the offensive line in terms of the list here. But when you go with the 22 starters, you get most of the starters on there, I guess. But we're going Ben Dooley. Ben Dooley comes in at number 20 on our list. Frustrating year for Ben last year. Only started 2 games. I believe he appeared in like 5 or 6 games, but missed a lot of games due to injury. 6'5", 320. He had started all 12 games the year before. Was at right tackle for 4? Was it right guard for 8? in 2021, was really just a rock along that line, was expected to come back and be maybe Johnny, an all Mountain West caliber player last year. And then he had this kind of mysterious injury for much of the season where he just wasn't available. We saw him in a boot after some of the games. Turns out it had something to do with a bone spur that got infected in his foot or something, and he missed a lot of last season. We will hear from Ben Dooley in a minute, but I think him being healthy is a huge key to this offensive line.
Like you mentioned, Mountain West caliber player. In 21, he was second team All Mountain West offensive line. He came in last year with first team All Mountain West expectations, and dadgummit, he couldn't get healthy. He couldn't stay healthy. I like Ben Dooley, and I like this offensive line. I know there's still some mysteries at the center position, but every other spot, I'm pretty confident that this offensive line is going to be where it needs to be, especially with the talent in the backfield. It's give and take. The line's going to do its job. The backs are going to do their job as well. And I think Boise State, other than Air Force, will lead the Mountain West in rushing. And I think the offensive line is a big part of it. Ben Dooley, highly intelligent. He's been all academic Mountain West 3 straight years. So he picks up on all the concepts, and that really helps. He's not going to jump off sides because he forgets the snap count. He doesn't have a lot of holding penalties. Very technical tactician there. I like what he brings to the table there also. And BJ, where he's going to play left guard, right guard. He's also played defensive line in a pinch, if you remember. I think that was right. The COVID season. The COVID season, they had to move him to D-line.
2 tackles.
He played in games as D-line. So he's a valuable piece to this team. They love Ben Dooley on this team. Tim Keene needs a healthy Ben Dooley. If all of a sudden the season starts and Dooley's hurt again, that's going to be a major loss. I thought it hurt this team last year not having again. You lose a second team All Mountain West guy for almost the whole year last year. You can't just replace All Mountain West linemen. It's not that easy, especially in a group of 5 program. You need to develop. You need to put weight on these guys. You need to get them going, BJ. And for Ben Dooley to be back, for Ben Dooley to be healthy, this is a massive advantage. This is a big-time deal for this team, BJ. Like I said, I like this line this year, and Ben Dooley's a big part of it.
Yeah, it was the Colorado State game. He actually had 2 tackles as well, playing defensive line, jumping in there.
Avery Williams game, right? Didn't he have 2 special teams teeters that game?
2020. Yeah, 2020. Well, yeah, it was the 2020 COVID season. But again, started all 12 games the next year, as you said, tackle, guard. And then, last year I thought his injury and kind of the uncertainty of when he might come back was a huge factor in that O-line. They have made some other additions, very encouraged with the O-line roster. Through the transfer portal, Johnny, they've added some offensive linemen from some Power 5 schools, from some JUCO schools. So there's going to be competition. But if Ben Dooley's healthy, he's certainly a starter along the offensive line. We got a chance to talk to him early on in spring ball. I was going back through some old video on my phone trying to find the video, John. It was actually the day before we traveled to Sacramento for the basketball game. So it was right there on the early part of spring ball between the Mountain West tournament and the NCAA tournament, but wanted to play about 90 seconds or so just to get an update on his health. Here's Ben Dooley talking to the media back in March.
I think I am close to 100%. I'm still dealing with, obviously some, issues that kind of surgery kind of comes with, but the rehab people are great, and my coaches are great working with me, and it definitely feels like, back home out there, like I can actually, provide for the team, play football with my friends. That's what it's all about. So that's great.
How tough was that last year, missing as much time?
It's always tough whenever a guy goes out with an injury like that, and missing so much playing time, and we work really hard to be back out there and to do what we do. And to miss that due to an injury, it obviously sucks.
The big question with you this year is where you're going to play position-wise. You've played some guard, you've played some tackle. In your opinion, do you fit better at one or the other?
I think a lot of our line just values the mindset of versatility. So, and I think a lot of higher up programs value that as well. So, I think I like playing guard, I like playing tackle. If I had to choose one or the other, I do like playing guard a lot. Being in that telephone box with somebody else, just one-on-one, man-to-man, gets my blood boiling for sure.
When you looked last year at the team, what did you think the line did best? And then when you look this year heading into it, where do you think you guys want to take the biggest improvements?
When I look back at last year, I think protection-wise, I think the O-line can improve. I think that's always, going to be a point of improvement for the O-line, but especially with like a new quarterback like there with Talon, he helps us out a lot of the times. If I miss my block, he'll make me look good and not get a sack. So, but we're definitely going to step it up protection wise. And I think, that's a key area that we're trying to improve in right now.
Well, there he is, Ben Dooley, talking back in March, Johnny, and obviously him staying healthy is a key part. And I thought that was interesting. He likes guard better than tackle. I think tackle, a lot of people think, is the money position, kind of the sexy position on the line. I would have thought that most people would maybe say they'd prefer tackle, but he said he kind of likes guard there.
Well, you look at Ben Dooley, you don't look at that guy and think sex and money, right? I mean, he's an in your trenches kind of guy. I think he's more comfortable at guard. I think he's a better fit at guard collegiately than he is tackle. Now, obviously, if Tim Keene thinks otherwise, go with Tim Keene's opinion over mine, but he's been a nice fit at guard here. He was a second-team All-Mountain West player at guard here. So if we find out Ben Dooley's playing right tackle, probably tells me a couple of things. One, they could not find a better right tackle, and two, right tackle is more important than right or left guard. So get your best players at the most important spots in the offensive line and kind of make shift and find another player to play guard. So we'll see. Is that still in the air? Like BJ, you talk to people. Do we not know? Is Ben Dooley still in the mix to possibly be a tackle?
Well, Rudy asked that in the ICCU YouTube chat. Is it a given Beresford is moving to left tackle, or is Dooley in the mix? I don't think Dooley's in the mix at left tackle. I think right tackle could be an option, but I think that if I had to make a projection right now, I think guard is probably going to be the spot for him. I mean, I
think Paige Casey at right tackle, the new Texas Tech kid coming in, some other options
because Garrett Curran has played pretty much exclusively at left guard. So I think that you're going to have Ben Dooley on the right side of the line, and if I had to guess, he's probably your right guard. So you're looking at what? Beresford at left tackle, Curran at left guard, maybe a Mason Randolph at center. There's some options. And then you would have Ben Dooley at right tackle, and then a couple options at right guard, and then a couple options at right tackle with some of the younger guys, and the transfers will probably be in the mix there. And I know they like what Cage Casey and some of those guys did as young players. So we'll see. There is, I believe, one more offensive lineman. Let me look at my list real quick before I give too much away. No, that might be it. No, there is. There's definitely one more in the top 10, actually, that we've already mentioned in terms of offensive linemen. So we're 6 in at this point. Johnny, I do have one more quick topic that I want to ask you about before we get out of here. But I do want to thank Lean Feast in Meridian real quick. Perfect spot. I went there yesterday, picked up 4 meals for the next couple of days. 2 minutes in the microwave. You're eating fresh surf and turf, salmon. They have 6 different kinds of steaks, 12 different kinds of chicken. It's an unbelievable spot to fit every kind of diet. And again, it's not, frozen pre-made meals. This is, you go down the line, tell them what you want, and how much of it you want. It's all cold. So it's perfect to go right into the fridge. It's good for 5 days in the fridge. And then otherwise, if you just want to go in and have a meal, they'll pop it in the microwave right away for you. But came home yesterday after going to the gym, and 2 minutes in the microwave, and I'm eating healthy food there. So the pounds continue to fall off thanks to Lean Feast. Check them out, leanfeast.com in Meridian. And again, you can do it all online if you don't want to go in there, or you can go on in and pick out the meals yourself. So Johnny, in the final, go ahead.
Love it, man. That seems like a good thing. I need to get over to Lean Feast.
It is, man. The face is trimming up a little bit. I'm maybe we can get a side deal for you. I'll see what I can do. I know Tyson Degenhardt is working with them, Talon Green, Ashton Genty, and I believe the basketball team is now getting some summer meals from them as well. So they're fueling some of the athletes at Boise State, and they can help you out as well. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Johnny, I probably shouldn't do this. We only have a minute left, but I'm going to throw it at you real quick anyway. So I need a quick answer. But bookies.com has come out with the next Pac-12 expansion odds. San Diego State plus 200, SMU plus 400. I don't think that's a surprise. But you have UNLV at plus 700, Colorado State plus 750, Tulane plus 800, and then Hawaii plus 950, and then you have to go all the way down to plus 1,400 for Boise State. What do you make of Hawaii, Tulane, Colorado State, UNLV with better odds, according to bookies.com, to join the Pac-12 than Boise State?
The only team I would put there would be Vegas. I think the Pac-12 was moving its offices to Las Vegas. They just got the Oakland A's. Obviously, they're going to have an NBA team soon. I mean, Vegas is coming up, and a high tide raises what? All ships, man. I think UNLV and Prater and me go after it on this because he doesn't think it's ever going to happen. He's probably right. I like to dream, but I don't know why UNLV athletically can't be a lot better, much more significant, and just use the backdrop of what's going on in that town right now. If I'm the Pac-12, I want to bring Vegas in. I want that destination. I want my fan base to know every couple of years they get that trip. Every year they get that trip in basketball. The conference tournament, Pac-12, you're already there anyway in that too. Get UNLV in the Pac-12. I think that would be, but Hawaii, no way. If you want to go to Hawaii, just schedule a non-con game there and give your fans a treat.
Tulane.
Oh, they had one good year in football. Oh, my gosh. And again, it's not about football. If it was about football, Boise State would have been in years ago. There's a lot of other factors, maybe Tulane, and I think Tulane's pretty good academically. I believe it's a private school, BJ, in New Orleans. But, I mean, Pac-12, you're I mean, what's that going to do? I don't see where that maybe moves the needle. I bought into SMU a little bit, Dallas, Texas, that type of factor. But, Boise State plus 1,400. That means you bet $100. You get 1,400 back if Boise State ever does come to the Pac-12. I think the best case for Boise State to go to the Pac-12, unfortunately, is the worst case for the Pac-12. That means the Pac-12 is going to lose Washington. They're going to lose Oregon. They might lose an Arizona school. They might lose Colorado. And all of a sudden, they have to scramble, and they need to bring in teams like SMU, Tulane, UNLV for certain, maybe Boise. I think if Boise State goes to the Pac-12, it will be a watered-down version of that league, and that'll be unfortunate. You probably don't care. You grew up with the Big 12. I grew up with the Pac-12, man, a coastal guy, Seattle. I love that conference. I'm passionate about it, and I'm very worried for its future.
Hey, Rudy, I have checked with the golf course, and the guy that would know is on vacation this week, so stay tuned on your left-handed wedge, Rudy. I am working on that, so stay tuned. Give me a couple days, or next week I'll reach back. And he won the golf club, Johnny, but he's left-handed, and it's a right-handed club, so I'm going to see if they'll switch wedges with him, but we appreciate your patience on that, Rudy. But, Johnny, thanks, man. Been a fun couple of days. We'll have Jay Tust relieve you tomorrow for a Friday edition, and then you'll be back next Monday. No, you won't.
We're off Monday.
No, we have a show Monday. We do have a show Monday. The following Monday, we're off, I believe. I'll let you know. I am going to Mexico, but I don't think that's till the following week.
You're going to Mexico? You just got back from Vegas. You're going to Mexico? You got one of those all-inclusive things?
10-year anniversary with my wife. We scheduled this a long time ago. No, we're not taking the kids.
Awesome, man.
Just a long weekend, like 4 nights, nothing crazy. Just
all right, nothing crazy. Just a little hop, skip, and jump over to Mexico. Good for you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. But thanks, Johnny. Any quick thoughts on you and Bob Beeler today? What do we got?
We're going to talk that Boise State Pac-12 expansion stuff there. Bob's been filling in for Prater all week and working on a couple other stuff. It's not official, but, man, Bob's been doing a great job. That Rippin interview was terrific. They should go listen to that.
That's how you feel right there, folks. I just put him on the spot, and he had no idea what they're talking about today. And he just said, we're working on a couple things.
25 minutes for the morning meeting. We meet every day at 10.
Right. We go over it. I appreciate it, Johnny. We'll be listening 3 to 6. Sorry to JP. We went 2 minutes over. I knew I shouldn't ask you the Pac-12 expansion thing.
We're good. JP's fine, right?
I knew I should have cut it off before that, but appreciate everybody checking out. There he is. Hey, JP. He's already texting me saying, get off the air. Bronco Nation News Live. Yeah. Be listening 3 to 6 today to Bob and Johnny and the whole group there on KTIK. There he is. KTIK, KTIK.com. Check him out. Appreciate you, Bronco Nation News Live. Jay Tuss joins me tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. BroncoNationNews.com.